So let us talk about phosphorus now, the second element of nitrogen family. Okay. It exists in three allotropic form, as we have studied in the beginning of the chapter: white phosphorus, red phosphorus, and black phosphorus. So these are the three allotropic form. And I think you have learned about white and red phosphorus in 8th class. Previously, when the scientists were start making matchstick, so they use red and white phosphorus, you know, because the ignition temperature of the phosphorus is very less. Even a spark, or you can say a friction, can cause heat and burn. All right. So white phosphorus burn in air with faint green glow. Phenomenon is called chemiluminescence. So the white phosphorus actually burned with a green flow. Means if you just um, react white phosphorus with the air, so it just get convert into red phosphorus previously. So at that time when the previous matchsticks were formed, in the history of matchstick you have studied, no? That just a second. Okay. So when phosphorus it burns in the presence of air, it forms PO4O10. It is known as chemiluminescence. Okay, the phenomenon of burning of phosphorus in presence of air. So they can ask you what is that phenomenon of burning of phosphorus in presence of air. So at that time you have to select this option, or they can ask you definition. Okay, so let us talk about the first compound which is made by the phosphorus. When this is known as phosphine. When three hydrogen molecules attach with the phosphorus, they combine and form a phosphine compound. So it is very toxic gas with a garlic like odor. Garlic like odor is like pungent. Garlic has pungent smell. So this phosphine gas has a pungent smell which smells similar to the garlic. When inhaled, it can cause restlessness followed by tremors, fatigue, or drowsiness, nausea, and often severe gastric pains. In some cases, may result in coma and conclusive and even death. So it depends on amount of gas, that how much gas you inhale. If since it is a toxic gas, so it just gives, or you can say shows, adverse effect on our body if we inhale it by default. Okay, how we can prepare the phosphine? So phosphine can be readily prepared by reacting calcium and aluminium with dilute acid. So this calcium phosphorus, this is calcium phosphide. When react with the H2SO4, then PH3 phosphine obtained and calcium hydroxide obtained. And this has to be done in the presence of like dilute HCl, and you can take any acid. When you react aluminium phosphorus with H2SO4, you will get what? Phosphine and Al2SO4 whole thrice. On large scale, PH3 is obtained by the action of sodium hydroxide on white phosphorus. So these are the preparation in laboratories. We used to apply these reactions to produce phosphine gas, but on commercially, this is obtained by the action of sodium hydroxide with the white phosphorus. Reaction with chlorine, when phosphine react with the chlorine and some metal compounds and non-metallic compounds. So let's just see how phosphine actually react and what compound form. When phosphine react with the chlorine, it form PCl5 and HCl. When react with CuSO4, it forms CuP2 and H2SO4. It when react with mercury chloride, HDP2, HCl. Reaction to form phosphonium salt. If you want to form phosphonium salt, then you have to react it with HBr, and at that time phosphine Br, H4B, PH4Br will obtain. So they have just explained you that how the reactions takes place. First they have explained you what is phosphine, how phosphine can be prepared in laboratory and on commercially, and how phosphine react with other compounds, and what are the compounds we can obtain by reacting it. All right, so let us talk about So next compound is phosphorus tetrachloride. When phosphorus tetrachloride form, when this phosphorus is reacted with the 4 chlorine, then we'll obtain phosphorus tetrachloride. Some other compounds are phosphorus pentachloride is also there. So there are so many compounds which can be formed when phosphorus react with the chlorine. So dry chlorine when passed over heated white phosphorus give phosphorus tetrachloride. So when you pass the dry chlorine over the white phosphorus, so it get react with that chlorine and form PCl3. This trichloride, sorry, it's not tetra, trichloride. It is also obtained by the action of trialanine chloride SOCl3 with white phosphorus. Since white phosphorus is actually very reactive as compared to other allotropic forms. All right, so that is why for to prepare most of the compound or to perform most of the reaction related to phosphorus, we used to use the white phosphorus. So when white phosphorus react with SOCl2, it gives PCl3, phosphorus trichloride, S2Cl2 and SO2. Now properties. Properties are like when it react with acids, when it react with water, when it react with non-metal, when your trichlorides react with acids, and when trichlorides react with hydrocarbons. Okay, so there are different types of reaction which shows that how your phosphorus trichloride react with the other things. So let us talk about water first. When phosphorus trichloride react with water, it form H3PO4 plus HCl. When it react with non-metals, so in non-metals we are taking chlorine. So PCl3 react with PCl to form PCl5. When it react with the hydrocarbons like CH3COOH plus PCl3 gives CH3COCl and H3PO4. Same with H2SO, C2H5OH plus PCl3 gives Cl2H5Cl and H3PO4. And when it react with the other compounds, other highly stable compounds, for example AgCN, so silver cyanide, so at that time it form PCN3 whole thrice and AgCl, silver chloride. All right, so these are the reaction or properties that how it react with other compounds, with acids, with bases, with water, with hydrocarbons. So they shows different reaction and form different compounds when react with others. Next is we have just learned about the PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride. It forms when PCl3, your phosphorus trichloride, react with the chlorine. It forms phosphorus pentachloride, which is PCl5. Okay, so how your PCl5 prepared? When your white phosphorus specifically, when you pass like excess of chlorine gas above the white phosphorus, then same you will obtain PCl5. The preparation is same, but it depends on the amount of gas which you are passing above the phosphorus, your white phosphorus. Preparation by the action of same SO2Cl2 by phosphorus, same white phosphorus is there. So P4 react with SO2Cl2 will obtain PCl5 and 10H2O molecule. So same preparation method is there, but it depends on the amount of the substance with which you are reacting the phosphorus. Okay. Properties when it react with water. When your PCl5 phosphorus pentachloride react with water, it form POCl3 plus HCl. And when this POCl3, the product which you obtained here is PCOL3, when this PCOL3 react with H2O, it gives H3PO4 plus HCl. So these two reactions are connected. So first you react PCl5 with water with an intermediate compound form. POCl3 is the intermediate compound. And when this intermediate compound further react with the water, it gives H3PO4 and HCl. When PCl5 is dissociated, When the PCl5 is dissociated, when we keep on heating the PCl5, what we will obtain? PCl3 and chlorine will leave the system in the gaseous form. Okay, so by dissociating PCl5 or by degrading it, we can obtain PCl3 easily. C2H5OH plus PCl5, when it reacts with the hydrocarbons, it forms C2H5Cl, POCl, and HCl. CS3COH plus PCl5 gives CS3COCl, POCl3, and HCl. When it reacts with the metals like silver, it gives AgCl plus PCl3. When it reacts with SN, it gives SnCl4 and PCl3. So you have to learn all the all the properties, that how this phosphorus pentachloride react with other compounds or other things. So these are the structures of PCl5 and PCl3. This is the structure of your PCl3 and this is the structure of PCl5. Okay, these three are in the plane and these two chlorine are above the plane. So this is the structure. Sometimes they can give you question in 1 mark or 2 marks that draw the structure of PCl5. So at that time you have to mention the bond length and bond angle between all the chlorine atoms when they combine with phosphorus.